for example, like one of my customers that is making propeller blades, they need to sand cast it. They make the propeller blade is a mold, and then after that they sand cast it to proceed in the fabrication process. So this is where the big rep can come in and help you with this, with large format printing. Some other examples, like I mentioned, the propeller on the bottom left corner. We have bicycles as well. They can print the bicycle frames. Even the tire is printed. The tire is also 3D printed with the big rep machine. Another one is also cement casting. So you can actually make the mold and then pour the cement inside to get the shape. So there are many endless ideas with large format 3D printing. So you're no longer limited with the size, right? So now we are going to move on to another technology called DLP, Direct Light Processing Systems. So let me show you this video to show you what DLP printing is about. So this is another technology that uses liquid, and then there's a light below, and that light shines on the platform. So wherever it needs to be printed, the light will harden that resin, and that's where you get your object, right? So this is how direct light processing system works. Now, what is the advantage of this? This is very important. For people who need the applications like dental and jewelry, you need very precise prints. This is where you need to use this technology. You cannot use FDM because you won't get that kind of quality from it. And the surface finishing is also very nice. So a lot of jewelry companies, for example, they get these machines and they use it for casting, investment casting. They get the jewelry mold itself and they cast it with gold or silver and stuff like that. For the dental side also, where they want to make the aligners, they want to make the denture bases, they want to make the crowns, the bridges, you can use that with direct light processing. The only problem is it's a little bit messy. With liquid resins, it gets a bit sticky and stuff, and it's also a little bit slower process. But if that's okay with you, this is fantastic for this application. So I'm going to give you some examples of what they are printed with 3D printing with a DLP process. You can do really fine prints, like a PCB board, for example. You can do a small production run for injection molding. You can also print very detailed models, features, sharp features that you need to get, right? So if you're in the toy industry, this is something that you will need to look at. Dental as well. Dental clinics, dental labs, they're using this. They're taking this technology now to scan the patient's teeth with the scanner. And then after that, they 3D print the dental applications. And also, most importantly, especially in the jewelry industries, this is something that has been extremely famous in all of our Southeast Asian countries. They're taking up 3D printing for jewelry. So these are some of the examples that you can do with 3D printing of the DLP systems. Right? And now recently, with the COVID, they are printing the nasal swabs, right? Where they take the swabs and they test it in your nose to check whether you have COVID. So this is something that we are doing also for our customers. We are selling the machines and the whole system with the swabs as well. So 3D printing is very versatile and adaptive to its environment, right? If something happens, we just need to retool our machines and just put in another file and print it. It's very versatile. In fact, just to share with you, my team and I actually brought back all our 3D printers home when we were supposed to work from home, and we were 3D printing for our customers. That's because we could move the machines back to our houses, and it was still continued business for us. So this is a great way to adapt and diversify your business with 3D printing. Now I want to go into metal. So metal also is a very attractive technology that is 3D printing in metal, right? So a lot of the times complex metal parts cannot be CNC'd because they need multiple axis machines. But with 3D printing and the design of the 3D printing, you can actually print very sophisticated metal parts without having it to be machined, right? So things that couldn't have been done before, you can do it now. So the metal process that I'm going to talk about is from Markforged, and it's metal 3D printing called the Addictive process, where you first design your part, you 3D print it like how you did with the FDM machines earlier on, and then after that, it goes into a wash where the metal filaments, the solvent eats into the metal filaments, and then after that, it goes into a furnace to be burnt and heated, where it fuses together and you get your metal part. This is another very common 3D printing technology for metal would be the powder bed systems with the SLM technology, where a laser shoots into the metal powders and then it forms the 3D printed part. So there are many other technologies for metal, but this is the one that I feel is very good because with powder bed systems, the main issue is that, let's say today I'm printing 17.4 steel and I want to change to titanium, for example, I have to vacuum out all this powder safely. And loose powder in the air is extremely dangerous to the user, right? But with this system, the Addictive process from Markforged, it doesn't need to use powder. It's already in the filament forms. So you can actually 3D print metal in your office or even your house, and it's no problem, right? The only thing that you need a workshop is the furnace and the washing stage that comes in the workshop. So you can actually 3D print metal, and with that, you can produce metal end-use parts. So some of them are using it for end-use parts, robotic grippers, and also metal prototypes. Our lead time for metal parts are, for example, 3 to 4 days. I get the digital file, I print it. After that, I go into the wash and then furnace it, and you get your metal part in 3 to 4 days. So it's an extremely fast system to explore, right? So this is all about metal printing. Currently, we can do 17.4 stainless steel, Inconel 625, copper. We can also do H13 tool steel, A2 tool steel, and D2 tool steel. So these are all the different materials that we can print currently right now. Lastly,